My name is Londrelle Hall. I'm 28 years old. I reside in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm a videographer, but I'm from Florida.
It's Ray Mills. I reside and I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I own a credit repair company called Titan Credit Solutions.
I found a purpose in running and a purpose to bring awareness to what's going on in Ferguson, because a lot of times we don't, or without social media, the world doesn't see what goes on behind the scenes in Ferguson. So I just didn't want the attention from Ferguson and the need for the world to know what's going on here. I didn't want that to fade away just like another trend. I wanted to keep it here, keep the eyes here. It took about 20 days. We ran for 20 days. Today made 3 weeks since we started. We average about 35 miles a day. I gained a sense of liberation, and I gained a sense. I feel like it's a stress reliever, and so throughout the whole time, I mean, we saw a lot of different walks of life throughout the whole journey. So it was very eye-opening to see like what the world is like outside of Atlanta. So it wasn't all peaches and cream. I mean, you go through bruises on your feet and waking up next morning feeling 10 years older every day. So every day you would put like 10 years on your life, what it feels like every morning. I mean, we went through a couple situations where people didn't want to serve us and people looked at us funny because what we were doing and why we were doing it. So, I mean, everybody wasn't receptive. Everybody wasn't receptive.
Yeah. One particular time was, it was a prominent restaurant that's pretty known, and it was hard to get service. Then when we basically did get service, which was a long time later, they didn't want to give us any silverware to eat with. So we ended up leaving. We took our food and left, but it was an older African-American male in the restaurant who actually came out the back door of the restaurant to give us our silverware.
Wow.
Yeah, that was the moment that it was early in the run, and we realized that firsthand that some sort of racism does exist. I would say that last mile, it was very emotional for myself. I can tell you firsthand, just to see everything he saw in the last moments of his life, and to go the exact same route. And the residents took us through the exact same route, from him leaving the convenience store to going towards the apartment complexes, and up until the point where you see it on TV, up until the point where he was murdered. I put myself in his shoes the entire way, and when I got to the memorial, I just broke down. Like, my soul cried out. And there's no words that you can explain on the feeling, because I can't explain how it feels to die. And at that moment, a part of me died. And even though I never knew him, I don't know the family, I don't have any connections to St. Louis or Ferguson or the Canfield area, but I felt so compelled by the story. Even watching on TV, it doesn't compare to when you're actually there.
For me, it was a surreal experience because I've had my legal battles in the past, and I felt, I could have been him several times, and several times over, so to speak. So my experience was breathtaking, and it was surreal because I've had injustice done to me several times in my life by law enforcement. And this was just a case where it went to the extreme that a young man had to lose his life.
What's next on our behalf is just to chip in wherever we can, because there's a lot of young revolutionaries that's moved from all over the globe pretty much to come here to help rebuild and help bring the attention, because this is a breaking point for this community as well as America. It's not just race-based. It's a breaking point for laws and stuff that they can pass at this due to what happens here. So this is a make or break point. So we want to be involved in any way that we can positively, and I know there's a lot of tension and stuff going here, so we want to be that silver lining in Ferguson to give people hope and know that people from the outside do actually care, and people from the outside are actually in tune and feel compelled to be here.
I really believe in the ladder effect, and the ladder effect was explained to me when I was 9 years old by my granddad, and that's basically a ladder has steps, and each step as you go higher helps the next step, help you get to the next step. So we as people have to be a ladder and help one another, not fall down or miss a step. We have to help one another. One of our purposes is to bring people united and bring awareness to the injustice that's been going on for decades in our community. But it's overlooked because we're not united. They can get away with it because we're not united. They can get away with it because they know our attention span is like this. They can get away with it because we don't really care about the laws being passed or the politicians that we're voting in for the most part. We don't care as a whole community, we don't. So one of our purposes is to bring one umbrella, not 50 umbrellas, everybody up under one umbrella and be united from all walks of life, but just be united and stand behind one another.
Thou don't never feel loved. Thou gotta feel loved to want to succeed, to want to evolve in life. Thou must feel love where it start from at home. And young parents, older parents, most likely, the majority of black parents, African American parents, nigger parents, whatever you call yourself, don't build a foundation around where it started. It started at home. If you grew up seeing your mama beat on, if you grew up seeing your daddy say he ain't shit, go to work, if you grew up seeing your mama always in the kitchen cleaning and cooking and shit, that's a lifestyle you gonna live. Tory and Tef call me a prosper because I don't live where other people want me to live. I don't do the things that others want me to do. Because at the end of the day, I will not evolve. I want to be myself. I don't want to be like everybody else. Yeah, I made a song, I want to be like Tef when I get older, but how could you really hate me for wanting to be like him? He's a young man that cares about black lives, that want to see me evolve, that want to see me prosper, and took on the responsibility to making sure that I don't fail in life. How could I not want to be like him? How could I not want to change a life for another black African-American youth in the world? See, this the ongoing battle I have because, and then again, I got haters and trolls and just random people that's our own color that want to see you down, that do not want to see you succeed in life. I see the devil, I see God too. But past them, most of all, I see you. I see the hatred in your heart. Life ain't never been easy. But why? Only our people cry. Only our people die. Mama, daddy sad all the time. Kids and bullshit do all the time. So that push us to go out there and make it. If they don't give it to us, sorry God, but it's time to take it. One life. One chance to show that I am great. Front line shit, we do this every day. We just trying to make a change. Sit back and hear this young man speak. Hard life, but let's talk about some new shit. Mike Brown, Durham Wilson left us all clueless. A killer got away, got $1 million a day for taking one of our own black lives away. And it's fucked up. You cannot change the other unless you change yourself. Try to evolve as a person before you try to make somebody else evolve. Love yourself before you run around saying you love somebody else. Know yourself before you try to get to know somebody else. You fighting with the enemy, calling him the enemy. Tell him.